Hello everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. My name is Alex. I'm outside Stamford Bridge with Ricky. Ricky, we have just lost 4-2 against Wolverhampton Wanderers, and they wandered 4 goals past us. It wasn't even a tough one for them. I mean, it was easy.
It was, and it actually could be more. First 5 minutes of that game, Petrovic has made a couple of good saves. They weren't worldies or anything like that. They weren't normal saves, but Wolves had their chances straight away. And he's been our man of the match for the last 2 games, and we've conceded 8 goals. That says it all.
Says everything.
Says everything, doesn't it? So. And we could have conceded at least 2-3 more at Anfield. We could have conceded at least 4 more today. Yeah, and it was again, it goes back to what I was saying the other day. There's no fight in this team, and I am getting to stage with Poch myself now, and I'm getting a lot of my mates and all that saying that Poch out, and there was a lot of booing at half time. Once we went 2-1 down, at half time, and then obviously at full time as well at 4-2. And typical other thing for me, the worst thing is you see the Wolves players, they'll go over to their fans at the end of the game, and yes, they've won. It's a big win for them, 4-2 at Argath.
It's their first time beating us since I think 1979 or 77, correct me if I'm wrong.
It probably is around that, and maybe that's why they've gone over and they made a big show in front of the away fans, with their Wolves fans. But when we're away, when do they do that with us? They hardly ever come over and see us. They don't come and say hello and say thanks for coming, turn up at Anfield on a Wednesday night at 8:15 kick-off. You know, they bugger off down the tunnel straight away, and they did that today, and that annoyed a lot of the fans today.
Rightly so.
Exactly. You know, after that performance as well. Chilwell come round, Thiago and Alfie Gilchrist, which is good because he's one of the young uns, and we want to see one of the young uns come round and make a stand. But the older one, you know, the more senior pros should be showing us that. But game-wise, it was. We were abject again. That's the word I used it in there a couple of times today. It was abject. There's nothing. All we do is pass sideways and backwards. There's no fight. So as soon as we lose that ball, they're on us, they're charging at us, and the amount of times they were charging at our goal, and second half more pronounced in terms of, I was in MHL today, so seeing them run towards the shed end when Wolves got it, they're down there like lightning. You know, it's Liverpool all over again, and they're running down there, players all over the place, they're going left, right and centre, balls being pinged around, and then bang, they've had shots on target, and they've scored goals obviously as well. We get the ball, we're just pedestrian with it. In the middle of the park, Caicedo, we know he made a mistake for that second one. For the first goal. We've just taken the lead 1-0 in 2 minutes. Not even 90 seconds, I think it was. Yeah. He's made that mistake, and bang, they're back in it.
It's a difficult one for Caicedo as well, because he got the assist for the first goal.
That was a wonderful ball, I will say. It was a wonderful ball. It was a good spot, and a great finish as well. And it was a good goal, and that's the thing, and that's where, yeah, you know, everyone keeps saying it's a project and we need time and this and that. But when you don't put the yards in, when you don't put the fight in, and as I said, Connor for me had a bad game on Wednesday, against Liverpool. Today he was a little bit better. He was still chasing around, but the whole team, they got to look at him.
Is that good enough though? Is that good enough from Gallagher?
No, it's not good enough. That's our baseline at the moment. You know, certain players that are trying to put their foot in, trying to get around the park. Obviously Cole Palmer, we know he's going forward, he's great. Chilwell going forward was okay. Defensively, again, he's just coming back from long injury again, but he weren't too great going back, and left us open, and they just ran through us. I mean, their second goal for me, if we scored that goal that they scored for their second goal, I know I had a bit of a deflection going in, but it was beautiful. It was such a good goal. They win it on the wing, goes down the wing again, they're charging at us, ball's crossed in, first touch, yeah, deflected in, but beautiful finish.
No, it was all over us today. And you know, you look at the type of profile of players we've looked to sign, we should be trying to sign players like that, players who are already capable of playing in the Premier League, the best in their current teams, you know, rather than players like John Duran from Aston Villa who can't even get into their first team.
Although, their squad's much better than ours. And
it's crazy.
I said yesterday I'd be happy for Villa to get a little win if they'd won it 1-0 in their game yesterday, or 2-1. So we go up there on Wednesday and we've got a bit of a chance. With them that 5-0, and they've played Sheffield United off the park, we're on another hiding on Wednesday night. I don't see us winning that now, and I'm one of the most optimistic out of all of my lots, and you know that. I'm always going, you know, we're going to get a result, we're going to win 2-0, 2-1. And I'm actually saying, and we're up there. You know, we've probably lost another 500 fans from going up today, but after that result, they'll be like, well, what's the point?
Yeah.
You know,
easy to get a ticket.
Easy to get a ticket. Well, there's loads of tickets because we've got 6,000 allocation or whatever it was. People got it obviously to get the cup final tickets with points and everything. But people are selling them left, right, and centre at the minute. I can get about 30 if you need. It is.
Hey, you're the plug, Ricky. If you want a ticket for Aston Villa, this is the man.
Free tickets. I only work with people I know though, so you know, it's one of them. Go for Alex.
There you go. And just to finish off, Matt, I mean, talk to me about the ownership and the business we did in January, getting rid of Broha. I mean, do you understand why we did that?
To a certain degree, yes. He's not gonna. Obviously, seems getting game time under Poch, and Cuckoo's coming back, and hopefully he does stay fit. He looks okay today. He didn't run as much as I expected, but if he scores goals, I don't mind if he's not running as much, if he's banging them in the back of the net. But he's got to have the service, and he didn't have the service. He doesn't make the runs to get it. Jackson, I thought as he came on, he did try a few runs. First thing, he was straight offside though. You know, literally comes on the pitch and he's straight offside.
Yeah.
So he's got to sharpen his act up, and that's basic football. And for me, it goes back to some basic things. And yeah, you've got to look at the board for that because they've bought these players in. Mudryk, you know, again, he comes on, he's pretty terrible on the wing. Gets the ball, he tries to loop it over someone, gives it straight away. Does a wall pass to someone, kicks it out for a goal kick. So you do have to look at the board and say, look at the recruitment procedures that they've gone through and the processes, and they've got it wrong.
Yeah.
And they've got to somehow come forward and say, we've got it wrong. How do we get out of it? They've got to stick behind the players because we can't sell them. You know, Connor was the one. They wanted to get rid of Connor, obviously, in this January window. They wanted 30-40 million for him.
Now they want 80. Where's that come from?
Exactly, and also he's now going to wind his contract down because he also knows, well, they're trying to sell me, so either I go to take a sign-on fee and go to another club, or by running his contract down, or I sign a really good contract at Chelsea, but they're still going to try and sell me. And then he's like, obviously Connor fights for his place in the team. He's fighting for the ball, but you know, I don't know where we go. We can't sell many of the academy because, you know, and obviously don't help that Datro Fofana goes out on loan to Burnley and bags two, does it?
It's typical, isn't it? Burnley have got a better striker than us. Well, obviously Nkunku's been injured, but you get the point.
Well, he's got more goals than Nkunku. Well, he's got the same actually, 2 and 2, isn't it? Because Nkunku got one earlier, didn't he, as well, in the season. But so I don't know. Yeah, so the board have got to look at themselves, Bowley in particular. And they've just got to go from there. So I've been so optimistic and so positive up until this point. It's even getting to me, and as I said, I've got a load of the lads come at me and go, Poch out, you know, more Poch out than board out, and I'm like, well, the players just don't fight.
But who signed the players?
The board.
You know,
exactly, and I agree with that. And I'm more. The board need to take accountability of this. But where we go forward, hopefully we can win a cup final, and that's a little bit of a glimmer of hope, and it's something to stay positive for. I don't see us doing the Spurs and sacking Poch before then, to be fair. Even though there was a lot of boos and there was a lot of singing of you being sacked in the morning towards the end of that game, not just by the Wolves fan, I'll say. Harding was doing a little bit of that as well. So the tide is turning. We've seen it with Potter, and we know what happens when it gets on the manager's back, and the whole crowd do start singing against the manager. You know, it's time to go. So I think Poch has got cup final, and if he doesn't win that, that's the end of his days.